Welcome back as we continue with the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. Baseball getting closer to a start. July 23rd, they've scheduled a doubleheader. We also found out today through various reports out there on the media that it looks like July 24th will be the Pirates' opener as they begin a 3-game series with St. Louis in Busch Stadium. So, you know, the bottom line is here, Rich, they're going to play 20 games against the American League Central, but 40 games against their own division. You know, that's where it's all going to come down to. It normally does. That's a lot of games, and if they do well in those games, they could surprise some people, but how likely is it?
Unlikely. Very. Even though I got bucko fever. I'm the only guy on this panel that has bucko fever here. I'm hoping the Pirates do well.
No, I think it's something else, Richie. I don't know what it is. You got to go see a doctor. It's something else,
I'm hoping
Bob.
the Pirates do well.
Something's going on.
You know, obviously, I've heard that they're going to start on the 24th. Now it's coming out that they're going to play the Cardinals. I think they sweep. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, maybe they can take 1 or 2 out of. Look, here's my thing. I think they're going to win an average of 1 out of 2 games, out of 3 games, 1 out of 3. That makes them 20-40. I think they're going to be around 21-39, somewhere in the 21 to 23 is my sweet spot for wins. That's not going to get them in wild card conversation.
I'm already thrown off by the way this conversation started. Is Major League Baseball really going to only play 3-game series in these places? That is idiotic.
I think it's ridiculous, too.
If they're going to play the Cardinals 10 times here, why are they going to St. Louis for only 3 games? There should be more like 5 and limit the amount of travel that goes on here. If what you said there is true, then baseball's making a big mistake, and I'm even more pessimistic that they get this season on if they're really going to ask these teams to travel that much.
And Pony, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, that it should be 5-game series with St. Louis, and maybe you play another city that's close, and then you come back home for maybe 10 games, whether it's the 2 Chicago team or whoever you're playing. You should just get that all out of the way at once so you limit the travel.
Well, they're not going to limit the travel, and that's the way it is. They're going to test it and see what happens. That's another reason why you may see spikes, whatever the case may be. Speaking of that, we've already seen guys opt out. Felix Hernandez, David Price. My position on this is, Andrew, I don't care who plays. If Mike Trout does not want to play, and he has reasons, they're legitimate, and that's fine. He doesn't have to play. I don't care who I watch anymore. I just want to see something live. I want to see them play, attempt to play. And if that means someone else from their system has to come up and play center field because Mike Trout won't, so be it. That's just the way it is, and that's how I feel right now. How do you feel about this whole situation of opting out?
I think it's each guy's prerogative. I don't think that, I don't think fans should really get on these guys so much because this isn't a classic holdout like a Le'Veon Bell or something like that. But I also, guys, I don't really feel like this is a real season anymore. I'm happy that they're playing. I see the MLS came up with some, unique name for their comeback, and they're not treating it. The stats don't count like a real season. And I think the same thing should happen here. It's only 60 games. We're going to give teams wins and losses starting with a runner on second base in extra innings. I mean, what are we doing? I think we should play. But I don't think we should count this season the way we've counted the last 150 baseball seasons. I would not give out a World Series trophy. I wouldn't give out Cy Young awards, and I wouldn't give out MVPs. I don't think it's fair to the past winners of those awards.
Pony, you make some good points there, and I agree with you on some of those. I would still give out the World Series trophy, maybe the Cy Young, big MVP, stuff like that. But maybe you're right. Some of the stats should not count. It's an unusual year. Maybe you could call it something else. And I'm with you, Bob. I don't care who's playing out there. You could put a number 17 on Pony, put him in right field. I don't care. I want to see baseball.
Yeah, me too. The only thing I'll say there, if you're going to give out some awards, you have to give them all out. It's either you don't or you do, and we'll see what.
But how do you count stats? Who's going to? I mean, is there a home run champ? I mean, I guess there is.
You can have a home run. I think they all go down, and you'll remember it. But you
does it count as your career average?
Sure.
I don't think it should.
Why?
I don't think it should. The same way like the World Baseball Classic or minor league stats or spring training stats don't count. I think this is an independent season because the rules and there are no fans at games. Everything about this season is different. If one team has an outbreak and they're down to like their minor league guys, I don't know. To me, that's not a fair That's not a real regular season.
All right.
It's something different.
We
I
have to
still
go
want
now.
baseball, but I don't want it to count.
We have to go round the horn. You know why? It's this week's Smooth Moves, brought to you by Pittsburgh's largest supplier of the smoothest granite, marble, and quartz countertops anywhere. That would be Armina Stone. So, Rich, what is your smooth move of the week?
My smooth move goes to Pony's favorite Steeler, James Conner. He bought his mom a house this week, put a video out, tweet out, Instagram. It was pretty nice, to be able to do that. Obviously, I commend James Conner, what he's been doing. He bought his dad a truck, now his mom a house. So that's my smooth move, James Conner.
Dad got short-sighted. Wow. I'd say, hey, James, wait a minute, a house and a car. Come on.
I don't know how I turned into the resident James Conner hater on this show. I'm a little bit perplexed by that whole notion, but whatever. My smooth move goes out to guys, we just talked about him, Mike Trout, Buster Posey. We see these pictures of these guys working out in masks. I think the more star players you see doing that, I think the more people might think, well, if Mike Trout does it, I should be doing it too. So kudos to these guys who are setting a good example, which is the opposite of what Tom Brady's doing right now.
Armina Stone, Pittsburgh's largest supplier of the smoothest granite, marble, and quartz countertops you can find. Check them out at Armina Stone. When we come back, we'll talk about the Penguins and the NHL. Where are they headed? We have 2 locations, we think. We'll talk about it next, right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.